Hey you guys, it is I, your very own AMARU, and I'd like to welcome you to episode 19 of season 12 of Food and the Single Guy. Now, I'm gonna serve you a double feature today because episode 19 and episode 20 will be uploaded simultaneously. Oh yes, I am sending you into the summer with a bang. Now, before we continue with the cooking, I just want to say something about my eyes, because those of you that have reached out to me pertaining to my eyes and all of that stuff, I am still seeing the doctor. I am not out of the woods yet, but as of a couple of days ago, I noticed somewhat of an improvement. I don't want to jinx anything, but I feel like there is somewhat of an improvement. So to all of you that have reached out to me as far as my eyesight is concerned, thank you so very much. Now, you guys, on this double feature, the first portion of the double feature, I will be serving you a dish that is so high class, and you're gonna cook it from your own home with your own hands. We are talking about a recipe from my cookbook, AMARU Cooks, A Touch of Suriname Through Food and Anecdotes. In case you haven't gotten your copy yet, go to my website and purchase the book. You're gonna love it. And on page 14, I believe it was, I am serving you one of my recipes that I've concocted. We're talking about pepper steak with caramelized figs and mixed mushrooms. And it is in actual fact on page 14, and we're gonna make that today. Now, like I said, I concocted this recipe long time ago. I simply wanted to eat something delicious, but I don't eat a hell of a lot of meat. But I had such a craving for steak, and I'm like, how the heck am I gonna make this steak, right? So I decided to create something from scratch, and it was freaking delicious. So I decided to incorporate said recipe in my cookbook. Yes! And this is what the book looks from the back, by the way. So listen, you're getting a quality product, okay? Again, go to my website, amaru.nl, click on the cookbook tab, and you will be able to purchase your copy of my cookbook. Now, getting back to the recipe, it is delicious. And let me just say this, the sweetness of the figs combined with the savory taste of the steak and the cherry tomatoes and the rosemary and the mushrooms and the white wine and all that. Baby, let me tell you, you're gonna love it. You are going to love it, all right? Now, I'm gonna list all the ingredients for you. I'm so excited. I'm gonna list all the ingredients for you in the information box below the video. So without further ado, let us move on to the cooking. Okay, you guys, so these are some of the ingredients that we're gonna need for this dish. We have here our shiitake mushrooms. We have the oyster mushrooms. I love these. We have our ginger. We have the fresh garlic. We have the fresh figs. Beautiful, don't they look beautiful? We have the white wine. We have our rosemary and thyme. We have our cherry tomatoes. Now, what I have here is a melange of peppercorns. As you can see, we have red pepper, white pepper, black pepper, and green pepper. I'm gonna crush the peppercorns in a minute, and then I am going to coat the steak with the crushed peppercorns. And speaking of which, this is my steak. So, let us continue. Okay, you guys, so next I'm gonna add the peppercorns to my spice grinder, just like so. Upon which we are going to gently crush them, not too finely. All right, here we go. Oh yes, I am very happy with this consistency. This is what we're talking about. So let us move on to marinating our steak. Ooh, honey. So now it is time to marinate the beef. I'm also gonna add some garlic powder. And mind you, in my cookbook, I don't mention the use of garlic powder because we're also gonna use some fresh garlic when we grill the meat. But you know, if you wanna add some extra flavor to your steak, you can go ahead and add some garlic powder. We're also gonna add a little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt. So let's go ahead and coat the steak with this delicious mix of pepper, and garlic and salt, just like so. Right? And then you turn it, and then you coat the other side with the rest of the mixture. Yeah, baby. So next, we're gonna set this to one side to marinate for at least a half an hour. Okay, you guys, so now it is time to prepare the mushrooms, and I'm gonna use some melted butter with olive oil. You can use some regular butter and some olive oil if you so desire. This is very convenient, so this is what I'm gonna be using. There we go. And as soon as the oil is hot enough, we're going to infuse it with the thyme. Upon which we will add the shiitake mushrooms. And of course, we're gonna give this a nice stir. And let me tell you something, the mushrooms will be done in mere minutes. In actual fact, this entire dish will be done in mere minutes. All right? So now I'm gonna add some crushed black pepper. Just a little bit. There we go. I'm also gonna add some pink Himalayan sea salt. And next I'm gonna give it a quick stir yet again. You guys, these mushrooms are almost done, okay? So now I'm gonna add the oyster mushrooms. And these don't take a hell of a lot of time to cook. Do not overcook them because they will turn into jelly if you do. So you're gonna stir this continuously, yet very gently. And after about a minute or two, you're going to deglaze the pan with some white wine. So next you're going to turn off the heat, you're going to cover the pan, and you're going to set these to one side to continue to steam. Okay, you guys, so next it is time to prepare the figs. In our pan, we're going to add some of that olive oil and melted butter mixture, just like so. So this is looking good. We are now going to add the figs, and as you can see, I have sliced them in two. We're going to lay them at the bottom of this pan, just like so. And we're simply going to toast them because they don't need a hell of a lot of time to cook. Just like so. Now you can flip them if you want. And whatever you do, do not cook this at high heat. So the figs are looking good. We are now going to add the sugar, and I'm using brown sugar. And I'm going to be using 2.5 tablespoons of brown sugar. And as soon as the sugar starts to caramelize, we're going to add a droplet of water. And as soon as you've added the water, you're going to turn down the flame. And you're simply going to allow the sugar to thicken a little bit. And that's going to generate a nice sweet sauce, which is going to accompany the meat perfectly. Okay, you guys, so now it's time to finish the figs. What I have here is some balsamic glaze with a fig flavor. I purchased this in Germany a while ago, and I'm going to add some of this glaze to the figs. I'm then going to cover the pan, and I'm going to allow the figs to infuse that tartness of this delicious balsamic glaze. Okay, beautiful people, it is now time to grill the steak, and I am heating my grill right now. And to my grill, I'm gonna add some of that olive oil and melted butter mixture. Okay, you guys, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna infuse this oil with these slices of ginger. Just like so. And with these slices of fresh garlic. And with the rosemary. And of course the stem of the fresh garlic. And of course we're gonna give that a bit of a stir because you want to infuse the oil with all of these flavors. And in addition to that, you want to add some color to the fresh garlic. Alright? And you don't want to cook this on high heat, you guys. Medium heat will do just fine. And as soon as these take on some color, you can add the meat to the grill. And everybody likes their steak the way they like their steak, okay? So cook the steak according to your liking. There we go. Okay, you guys, I just cut into the steak, and for me, this is just perfect. It is still a little pink on the inside, just the way I like it. So, let me go ahead and plate this feast, and like I said, dazzle you with the final presentation. And speaking of the final presentation, doesn't that look gorgeous? Doesn't that look very high class? Coming from your own kitchen? Baby, go right ahead and treat yourself. You will thank me later. And let me just say this about this picture. This is the picture that won me the Best Food Photography Award at the Los Angeles Photography Awards back in 2020, I believe it was. I think it was, yeah. So of course I had to share it with you. It's an award-winning pic of an award-winning dish. Now, if you decide to try this dish, let me know how it turned out because it is crazy delicious. I'm sure you're gonna love it. And what about those oven roasted cherry tomatoes? Don't they make for a beautiful and very colorful plate? You have no clue. Now, optionally, you can also serve this dish with some oven roasted potatoes. You are going to love it, trust me. Now, we are going to march ourselves into episode 20, which is going to be the final episode of season 12 of Food and the Single Guy. So I will see you on the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you there.